Okay, and I'm going to push this duller. So the easiest way to do that is just a little Payne's Gray with a little ultramarine blue or phthalo blue, either one. That's too dark. Every time you use phthalo blue, it's always way too dark. So I'm going to come right around here and emphasize this so that looks like that shadow goes around there and actually comes into here and comes on around. And we'll just gray it up a little bit so it's a little bit duller down here. You don't want your shadows too colorful. They need to have a little color in them to be believable. Everywhere where you see a green or a yellow, just dropping that in. Because there's so much reflection of that green, there should be some green in here. That would be logical, because it should be reflecting this and that. So you've got reflections from all three of these marbles right here, which is crazy, but that's what happens when you're doing glass. So you're going to have some purple in here from this and that. There. Okay, I like that. I'm not liking how harsh this is looking, so I'm just going to go in and soften that a little bit and add a little more blue in there. Make that a little bluer. I like how that blue looks in there. And I would say just tweak it until you're happy with it, because you're the one that you're pleasing when you're doing this. I tell my students I only paint for myself. I don't paint for others, because if I'm happy with it, then generally other people will probably be happy with it as well. Just want to get that a little stronger in there on that circle. Watch yourself, because you can mess your circles up, which I've kind of done there, but that's okay. Yeah, get that in like that. We'll just put some more red in there and that'll soften the whole thing. There you go. All right. Okay, so I think I want to push this a little more in line with that. And there actually should not be a shadow there, but for some reason I put one in, so it's there now. We're just going to ignore it. But I will go back in and do the shadow a bit stronger here. Let's wet it first, so it's not a harsh. Shadows are never all hard all over. They may have hard lines right where they meet the object that they're reflecting, but they rarely have hard edges all over, unless you have a direct, very strong light source. Then you can have a really dark, sharp line. But for the most part, they're, I don't know what happened right there either. I think this ended up just getting poured too much right there. We're just going to leave it because it's not that big of a deal. So now you can kind of see that that's a definite shadow. And it's always darker right up underneath the object. So that's always a good idea, to crispen those lines up there like that. Okay, so I am going to look at this and decide what I want to do about anything else in here. I think this has a little bright red spots in it, so I think I might just put those dab. That's probably too strong though. Pyro red is a wicked red, really. It's I kind of like how that looks though. Let's do that, because it's reflecting from this really hot red right there, probably, and reflecting, I don't know where it's reflecting from actually, but there was a definite shape here that I've lost also. We'll try to get that back. put some of this in here just to, I don't like how this is standing out so much, so I'm probably gonna knock that back some, just because I don't like how harsh that is. And this one actually doesn't have any pure white, very little. There's a couple of little dots of white, but mostly it's knocked back for some reason down here, because it's, I guess, down below. I don't really know why. Okay. And this actually, I think that's the problem, is this was supposed to connect with this, and I've kind of lost that. But that's okay. We can always get it back. We'll just darken this whole thing, which I don't like it so light anyway. Right. And I'm probably very close to calling this done. I am seeing another shadow right here. So I'm going to drop that in right here. And not there. But that's almost coming into this one. And then all three of these whole shadows are all very similar. So I'm going to just knock all that back. All right, and I wanted to get a definite edge on this, where that is reflecting right there, onto that marble, and put some of that orange in here. I think we need to have a little bit more orange in here, since that one is reflecting down on this. There's even some of it way down here. All right. I think we need to go in here in these little droplets and drop some of that in there. That one should have been rounder, but that's okay. They look like water drops, actually, like you find on a petal of a flower. I think this one's a bit harsh. I don't like that. I think it's got all these darks in it that we're missing, so let's put them in. Let's put some really darks in here. I don't know what that's reflecting, but it doesn't really matter. Just as long as we get the idea that there are darks in here. This whole side is actually dark up in here on this guy, pretty much. And then we've got some areas over here that are kind of darker. This is pretty much like this. Don't want to overdo it, because then we'll end up with something that isn't very pretty. We don't have this swirl just right on this. It's more like that. And then, really, we should be painting these little droplets. They should be round. Just an entire circle. Put a little one right there, like that. We'll put a few more little ones around to give the illusion that that you can see through that. And I think we will take this on down a bit. And it has some different swirls in it and things. So you can fiddle around with this as much as you like, actually, but I'm going to stop there because I don't want to overdo that. And I'm going to see if there's any other areas that are particularly standing out that I need to pay attention to. And that's of foreshadow under there. I need to darken this. We said we were going to do that, didn't we? That actually comes out a little bit. Just paying attention to the shapes you're seeing. That comes out a little bit further. Probably about like that. I'm going to leave that little highlight because I like the way that looks. All right. So, I'm going to think about calling this done for fear that I'm probably going to overwork it. And I will take a final photograph of it. And hopefully you found this helpful. Please subscribe if you would like to see further videos.